It is just a minute past 1 o'clock. Thank you once again for allowing us into your lunchtime space. My name is Patricia Lokoma Mpango, and this is your lunchtime news. Straight away into the bulletin. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has called on residents of Butebo district to fully utilize their land to achieve greater economic prosperity. He made the remarks during a rally at a Thanksgiving ceremony for Dr. Monica Msenero, the Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, held at Petete Primary School in Butebo District. During his first stop in Olabot Village, Kadesok Parish, or Pateta Sub-County, Palisa District, the President officially inaugurated Lukonge Cotton Company Limited, a company dedicated to cassava starch production. President Museveni emphasized the local production of cassava starch will not only reduce the import costs, but also strengthen Uganda's pharmaceutical sector, fostering economic growth and stability. The president also visited a stock farm learning center where local farmers demonstrated how they have utilized small portions of land for various agriculture activities. He observed cattle kept for demonstration purposes and was briefed on how cow dung is used to produce biogas for domestic use. Speaking at the occasion, Dr. Msenero said the Thanksgiving is an opportunity to reflect on the many blessings the community shares under President Museveni's leadership. Dr. Msenero also acknowledged the role of scientists in advancing Uganda's development, emphasizing the transformative power of science.
Now, in order to do that, we need irrigation. And also use fertilizers. Now, how do you use it? Where do we get the water from? Because the swamp which has the water, you are drying it. Tukaliriye omuyiga. So the omuyiga is the one with water. And the rice you are growing there does not give you so much money. So I'm just here to bear witness to Musenero's good work.
Processes through which you begin, or any tribe that you come from, or any society, it should not define you. Yes, and as we have followed your example of transformation in the cattle corridor, SCI has picked your principles, and we have tried to develop tools which can help us to fast track the work that you have done in that place where I have been a few times to benchmark. We have now come up with tools which can rapidly transform communities because the mindset change takes a very short time.
Mwewale okwiza yalama abunere. Mwewale okwajira NRM programs. Yalama aigangite ainapeta wa NRM. Mwewale okwajira President wa ISU, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Your Excellency, I thank Honorable Msenero for inviting me to her Thanksgiving ceremony and for displaying the science, technology, and innovation agenda which we have just inspected.
Now, Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, has announced plans to support Uganda in the production of malaria vaccines beginning in April 2025. The chairman of the board of Gavi, Jose Manuel Daruao Barroso, made this commitment during a meeting with Uganda's Prime Minister Robina Nabanja during her official visit to Italy.
According to the World Health Organization, Uganda has the world's highest malaria incidence rate of 478 cases per 1,000 population per year. It is also the leading cause of sickness and death in Uganda, and it is responsible for up to 40% of all outpatient visits, 25% of the hospital admissions, and 14% of all hospital deaths. The malaria death rate in Uganda is estimated to be between 70,000 and 10,000 deaths per year, a toll that exceeds that of HIV and AIDS. The scientists in Uganda in 2023 indicated to WHO that they were in the process of developing a malaria vaccine in Uganda. This initiative has been welcomed by Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, and are ready to support the manufacture of the malaria vaccines in Uganda starting in April next year.
Certainly, I'd like also to reiterate the commitment that we have already taken to support Uganda in the successful introduction of the malaria vaccine into your routine immunization in April next year. So we expect to start it April 2025. We are really excited to support your government with one of the largest malaria vaccine introductions into routine immunization in April next year.
The chairman of the board of Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, Jose Manuel Duaro Barroso, made this revelation to the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabanja, during her working visit in Italy.
We request that Gavi supports local vaccine manufacturing through the Africa Vaccine Manufacturing Accelerator. Uganda already has a thriving vaccine manufacturing initiative and is setting up pharmaceutical industry parks in Nakasongola, Avema, and is approximately $900 million US.
However, the government of Uganda is required to co-finance this initiative by $80 million US.
To ensure that the Parliament allocates the necessary budget to cover all of Uganda's co-financing requirements, which will be around $8 million US in 2025.
It's our people, and we have a responsibility to look after our people by virtue of being government. We have no alternative but to co-fund. And the government of Uganda has been co-funding, what I know. I will prevail over the Minister of Finance in partnership with my president so that this money is prioritized in our budgets.
Uganda was also commended by Gavi board chair for the successful HPV vaccine immunization against cervical cancer among women.
Congratulations for the coverage, sustained commitment to equitable coverage that the government of Uganda has shown over the years. In fact, the latest WANIC coverage estimates, or latest official data from the WHO, as you know, estimates 95% DTP1 coverage. It's amazing. It's one of the best in Africa. So congratulations. We also commend the government, namely the Ministry of Health, for the impressive boosting coverage of HPV vaccine in 2023. When our cooperation started between Gavi and Uganda, Gavi has already disbursed over $1 billion in vaccine and cash grant support.
Jingo Francis reporting from Italy.
Now, Now, non-government organizations have provided updates on the 5th edition of the Gathering of Givers in Uganda under their theme, Our Generous Spirit Aims to Foster a Culture of Giving. The event will feature influential speakers and collaborative sessions to harness the power of generosity and social responsibility.
Celebration. The theme for the day is Our Generous Spirit, and at the event we shall be looking back over the last 4 years. What are the different ways in which we have been celebrating giving, so that when you come in, you're able to learn the history of the celebration at Civ Source and Civ Legacy, but also be able to have an opportunity to join any giving cause that will be on display on the day. We'll also have an opportunity for you to give, looking to reignite the idea of philanthropy, of giving, to celebrate it, because actually it does still happen, celebrate why it happens, but also to remind ourselves that it is in our nature to be givers. Whether it is from the name Mugabe that you become a giver, we don't know.
We celebrate young people and also teach them how to do around giving. We are boosting their self-confidence. In what ways? And we are boosting their self-confidence in a way that when they engage in a charity or a small fundraiser, it's not because of the public applause they will be getting from people, or it's not because of a certificate they'll be getting from people, but it is because of the spirit of recognition, is the spirit of belonging and the sense of commitment and a sense of the community.
Have given very boldly, but because their stories have not been amplified, it gives it the wrong impression. And our job here is to really shape narratives around giving and supporting local giving, whether that local giving is in private or in public. There are those who want to stay private, it's okay, we will not force it. But for those that are giving big, bold, and want to be out there, we are also working towards being able to support them to find the systems, the infrastructure to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Nakaseke Resident District Commissioner Ms. Rosemary Biabashaija has urged parents to send their children to government-owned seed schools, emphasizing that these institutions are modern and well-equipped. Biabashaija highlighted that seed schools are an initiative of the NRM government aimed at combating grassroots ignorance.
Nakaseke Resident District Commissioner Ms. Rosemary Biabashaija says education provided in seed schools is of high quality, with all teachers equipped, supported and paid by the government.
It is government policy that every sub-county there must be a seed secondary school, so that it is meant to absorb the pupils who are in these primary schools in UPE. So when these UP primary schools have pupils who have done their P7, they are all observed in the secondary school. Now you can see today we are at the blessed secondary school, celebrating 15 years. The environment is just superb. There's no difference with these structures that are in Kampala.
Biabashaija also urged teachers and other government workers to serve all citizens fairly, regardless of their status. She further disclosed that corrupt officials involved in the PDM are being prosecuted and imprisoned.
So really I'm appealing to our office bearers that we are in these offices to render services. Let us render services to our people honestly. And you see that this person has no help but deserves help. Don't put their conditions, strings attached to the service.
The headmaster of Blessed Seed Secondary School, Nakaseke, Jethro Benedict Kazungu, encouraged parents not to overlook seed schools, asserting that the government has equipped them to be centers of academic excellence.
I want to thank so much the government of Uganda and the Minister of Education for coming up with this program of constructing a seed secondary school in every sub-county. It is really changing the communities where schools were not, and these schools are becoming now model secondary schools in every district where they were constructed.
The parish priest of Bukalabi Parish, Reverend John Sekimpi, advised students of Blessed Seed Secondary School not to squander their academic opportunities, reminding them that they are already blessed.
I have basically two challenges. One is the enrollment, which has increased, and the school that was constructed to probably accommodate 400 students. We are now in 679, and I know next year, academic year 2025, I will definitely shoot to 800 or 900 students. So that comes with a challenge, and I request the government and the Minister of Education to really think about Blessed Seed and put up more classes.
The school was founded by Jethro Benedict Kazungu and Sesazi Habibu on land donated by Mr. Mukasa Stefan and the late Musa Luyinda. The school struggled to make an impact until 2019, when the government took it over and constructed modern classroom blocks under the UGIFT program. In June 2021, the government posted new teachers to the school, which now has 679 students. Lydia Chomkama and Vincent Wamundo, UBC News.
Thank you, Lydia. Now, Makerere University has bid farewell to their anthem composer, the late Grace Wilson Mutekanga, who passed away on August 16th at the age of 81 after battling cancer for more than 2 decades. Let's hear more from this report.
On Thursday, August 22nd, 2024, Makerere University honored the late Grace Wilson Mutekanga with a farewell ceremony at St. Francis Cathedral. The Vice-Chancellor of Makerere University, Professor Barnabas Nawangwe, had kind words to share in memory of Mutekanga.
Mutekanga to Makerere. What does he do? He comes up with a lifetime anthem for this great institution. And composes it in such a way that it will always remain alive thousands of years. What a great man. We always have graduations here. And of course, we all stand when we are singing our national anthem, East Africa. And everybody is, well behaved. But when it comes to singing the Makerere anthem, the graduates go wild. Because they love this anthem so much. They even dance. You are not supposed to dance in the anthem. But you can't stop them because of the joy they have when that anthem is sung.
His granddaughter, Anthea Mutekanga, and close friend also spoke, remembering Grace Wilson Mutekanga as a man of great dignity.
He was the pinnacle of our family, the cornerstone. He held us all together. He gave us a gift of music. He taught us how to read the news, how to write, how to appreciate life at its fullest. For me, he was grandpa. For many, he was Professor Igaga. But for me, he was just grandpa. We're going to miss him, and we hope that his legacy lives through us. I know I'm going to dedicate my life to making him proud, and I thank God for all the time he's given us.
Some of us who interacted with him in the early years, knew the Makerere anthem, just like we would know how to say the grace in prayers. That's how intricate the relationship was.
Grace Wilson Mutekanga, who composed the Makerere University anthem, will be laid to rest this weekend. After a 20-year battle with cancer, may his soul rest in eternal peace. Mashamiro Victor, UBC News.
The Assistant Commissioner for Youth Development in the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, Chate Kamondo has highlighted the urgent need for training institutions to equip young people with the skills necessary for successful integration into the labor market.
More than 70% of Uganda's population is composed of youth. While young people may lack experience, the skills acquired through initiatives like Youth Can are essential tools. Speaking at the Youth Can conference, Chacheka emphasized the importance of aligning educational programs with the demands of the labor market. He stressed that institutions must prioritize skills development and career guidance to ensure that young people make informed decisions when choosing courses.
That there is need for interaction and interface between the training institutions and the employers, so that the training institutions are training people that are required and can be absorbed within the labor market. But this also requires a lot of counseling and guidance for the young people to stop just doing courses because the courses sound romantic, if I can say. You know, you go and you do a course because it sounds good. You need to look at the tail end. After doing it, then what? And so, career guidance through means of education.
The Youth Can project implemented by SOS Children's Villages has been actively training young people since 2021 in various skills, including computer literacy, mentorship, public speaking, baking, and arts and crafts.
To me, it has been a good experience. I didn't have much at the beginning, but throughout this interaction with SOS and the funding, I've been able to achieve quite a lot.
This initiative aims to bridge the gap between education and employment.
Young people lack the skills and the experience and the requirement to get employed. That is one challenge. And the other one is they also lack entrepreneurship skill and related skills and knowledge to be able to start their own business. So yeah, it can be training in different skills, you know, for example, in computer training. For those people who are looking for jobs, it can be related to how to understand the labor market or how to write their CVs.
One of the beneficiaries of this project is Vanessa Mukamas, who joined SOS Children's Villages at just 10 months old. Thanks to the life skills learned through the Youth Can project, Vanessa and others like her are now better equipped to navigate the challenges of the job market.
When SOS started Youth Can project, also I got an opportunity to be one of the youth who have been benefited from that program as well, because through the program I've been trained on youth employment, entrepreneurship, public speaking. Apart from that, I had to gain a mentorship opportunity in the Youth Can project.
Crispus Arinitwe, Dan Logemwa, UBC News.
MTN ekutosako papapatetuwa musonga katino kulo mukaganga satumuno mwezi guno gwa munana jangu kudamuzu wotakulaga backgrounds tunyumirwe ngokuyingira jinja kuba emitwalo ebiri naye tiketi wogigulira ku MTN Momo ogifuna ku mutwalo gumu ye ya VIP ya mitwalo 3 katino nyiga *165*2 noti hash oba kozesa Momo app wegulire tiketi yo ku MTN Momo ku bei rahisi tosubwa abayimbi bonna ab'e Kampala n'ab'e Busoga papapate netegekeddwa Douglas Rwanga ne kutusibwako MTN.
Together we're unstoppable.
Uganda, are you ready to kick things up to the next level? The Uganda National Lottery brings you Sports Stake 10. Predict the results of 10 football games and win big. With tickets at only 500 shillings, join the fun and make your predictions count with Sports Stake 10. Sports Stake 10, your ticket to football glory.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Uganda fire! 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 Uganda! Thank you for showing your fire. Has Nabole Stadium opened its doors once again? While you were moving in where you were the 12th player when Uganda Cranes needed you the most. Through our famous wins and our unlucky losses, you stood firm, supporting even louder. Now, as Uganda Cranes take on South Africa and Congo this September, South Sudan in October, and play our second legs against South Africa and Congo in November, bring even more fire! Because with your support, Uganda Cranes is unstoppable! Uganda Fire! Proudly brought to you by MTN, the #1 supporter of Uganda Cranes. Together, we are unstoppable.
Welcome back from that short break, and we do indeed appreciate you holding it right from 1 o'clock. 27 minutes have passed, and we are still with our lunchtime news. Now, Social Security Defenders Group has appealed to the National Social Security Fund Board to be reconstituted by the individuals who will add value to workers' issues. This was during a meeting of Social Security Defenders Group that discussed issues concerning the National Social Security Fund.
A Social Security Defenders Group comprised of business owners, restaurant and hotel managers and other entities, including taxi drivers, questioned the current state of the NSSF board. They emphasized that the board should not be dominated by individuals whose financial struggles could jeopardize workers' savings, particularly given the heavy loans owned by the fund.
Anyone coming on board this time round, the government should at least ask anyone standing to bring their financial cards. If you're having loans, let me say, the bank will see that this person is having a loan. So we shall not allow that person with big loans to come and stand for this post.
The whistleblower has also petitioned the IGG, expressing concerns that some of the board members lack the financial discipline necessary for their roles and should not be nominated or appointed.
Some of the members have loans in equivalent to 50 million plus, have not paid back, and now want to come back to the board. Can we allow that one as workers? And now that their term has expired and some of them have been implicated in the reports that have shown, there is a report of Parliament, there is even the whistleblowers who actually, of course, is protected under the Whistleblowers Act. He has risen an alarm, raising the same fear.
Let them bring in their properties. We know someone we are giving, what does he have? Then we keep on monitoring that person. After 2 years, we see how much is he getting, how much are they paying him, what investment has he done. If we find that the money he has got is more than the property he has gained in the 2 years he has served or the years he has served, we try out to find out where did he get the money. And secondly, these people who have been old on the board, let them be at aside and they give opportunities to new people. Let them act as advisors.
For collecting, safeguarding, investing and distributing retirement funds from the private sector employees in Uganda recently announced an increase in assets under management by 1.6 trillion shillings between February and July 2024, bringing its total assets to 21.6 trillion shillings. Makerere Victor, UBC News.
And on to the international scene, Somalia's explosive ordnance disposal unit EOD has launched an initiative focused on giving the experts more training on how to defuse and dispose of bombs. Developments happening as the East African nation experiences ongoing car explosions and suicide attacks resulting from violence between the army and insurgents.
In a dusty field on the outskirts of Mogadishu, a controlled explosion sends a plume of smoke into the air. This is just another day for Somalia's Explosive Ordnance Disposal Unit as they tackle the deadly legacy of 3 decades of civil war. Here is Mohammed Ahmed, a member of the police's EOD.
In this scenario, a bomb was fixed to the car of a director. The explosives unit police struggled, but we dismantled it. We kicked it out, meaning we stopped the threat. There was risk, but we prevented it and saved the car. This is how the mission ended.
During training exercises, officers like Ahmed practice dismantling booby-trapped vehicles, simulating real-world scenarios. Car bombings and suicide attacks with vehicles are a common occurrence in Somalia, where insurgents linked to Al-Qaeda have been fighting the government since 2007. In a recent attack, Al-Shabaab militants used a car bomb to blow up a restaurant in the capital, killing 5 people.
We fear and feel like we are risking our lives, but we work carefully together and consider that we're saving the lives of our citizens. You will always feel great risk in your life.
After 3 decades of civil war in Somalia, Ahmed's unit has to deal with the estimated 1 million mines and other unexploded ordnance across the country. These have killed or injured more than 1,700 people, according to the United Nations Man Action Service.
And that does bring us to the end of our lunchtime news. Thank you once again for keeping it with us and allowing us into your lunchtime space. My name is Patricia Lokoma Mpango. A very good afternoon to you.